The first day of the Senate got off to a really cool start. Check this out.
This particular gavel was used when, Ron?
1897.
1897.
Second session.
Second session of the legislature. So I'll announce that this morning as I use that. Thank you so much for obtaining this for us for the use today. We really appreciate it.
Also on day one of the session, we celebrated MLK Day. We had Tristan Smith, who is the chair of the Martin Luther King Jr. Human Rights Commission, who addressed the Senate. And he introduced a young man who is the Martin Luther King Jr. State Adopt a School essay winner. And both members of the House and the Senate reconvened in a joint convention, is what they called it, in the House chamber, where they heard Chief Justice Christine Durham's State of the Judiciary message. What did we do today? Well, let's see. A couple of really important bills passed, one of them being a cost of living increase for state public safety officers, and also benefits, other benefits I should say, an increase in retirement benefits, as well as compensation for those who have been exonerated for crimes. Those are two big stories getting a lot of media attention today.
Now, in order to concentrate on these problem areas, probably the most important thing that this does is it raises the impound fee, as I spoke of earlier, from $230 to $300.
I asked him if he had any mirrors in his office.
And can you tell us why you wanted to know that? Or do we just have to read your paper first?
Yeah, check Rebecca Walsh's column.
Oh, Rebecca Walsh, that says everything. Now I get it. Okay.
So is this the...
This is the bench. Now,
Okay, so tell me direction.
So what are the problems that you guys have up here so far?
Can't see the board.
Too small?
It's the type is too small, yeah, for any of us to actually read to get the vote count. Where we're seated, we can't see any of the back row desks. Basically, when you're seated, if you want to sit down and show the camera, all you basically see is the podium.
hold on, Rick's going to do some acrobats here.
And just right, you can barely see the top of the president's head there.
So it's hard for the reporters that don't recognize voices to know who's talking and
Well, you're
what's
not
going
supposed to
on.
have to recognize voices. This isn't the Supreme Court of the United States, you know.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a very special guest today. We have the ambassador from the
Gentlemen want to come in?
I want to say at the outset that I'm greatly honored to be speaking in this magnificent restored building of stage.
I don't have a longer list of issues, but I would suggest the state legislature needs to do that helps me on my end. At the federal end, we need to look at ways to create alternative fuels. There's a significant effort, and Congress passed legislation to submit billions in research for cellulose to ethanol, something the president mentioned a couple of years ago.
So let me ask, what do you think of the new digs here, the Capitol?
It's spectacular, and what a great investment to make. You know, you just don't build buildings like this anymore, and this is such an important part of Utah's heritage, and I think it was an important investment to make sure it can withstand seismic events, and I think it's just a beautiful place, and I think everyone in Utah should be really proud of this building.
Now, I'm kind of new around here, and I'm used to interviewing you on the radio and everything. Is this something regularly that you do, is check in with the state folks?
Each year during the legislative session, I like to come up and make some brief remarks in front of both the state Senate and the House. It's just a good way to stay in contact with folks, and so it's an annual event.
I cannot tell you how excited it was to be able to commission these murals. Senator Walker.
Well, thank you very much. I want to thank you for the opportunity to come and visit with you all and talk a little bit about the murals. I want to thank those who are on the committee that selected my